Guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, it's Miss Sips Corner. Okay, first off, before I go down to what I have to do today, I just want to say thank you to every one of you guys that have subscribed. Thank you to every one of you guys that have been in check with my channel, and God bless every one of you guys that took your time to subscribe when I was spamming Twitter with my YouTube link. Those of you that didn't say what's this get saying, those of you that didn't get bored or get insultive or aggressive, I'm really grateful to every one of you guys that are here. Those of you that turn on your notification, I'm really grateful to you guys. Super grateful to you guys. So today I'm going to be talking about, okay, at the beginning of my when I started the whole YouTube thing and got serious about it, I gave a summary of some of the things I'm going to be doing with my YouTube channel. I said I'm going to be talking about health, and I really don't know if I was specific about the aspect of health, but I remember I said that I'm not going to bring up topics, or I'm not going to talk about something that I don't have a concrete knowledge about. Most especially I'm in the human sciences, but at the same time, what you learn theoretically can be very different practically, because when you get to the field, you get to learn emergency measures, you get to learn a lot of things, you get more experiences when you are actually practicing. So I made mention of that I'm going to try as much as possible to bring up topics or conversations that have to do with that. And so far so good, I've not said anything about it, but this is one topic that I am very interested in. I'm kind of very passionate about, because I kind of understand what goes on. I understand the plight, I understand the pain and everything that goes behind the camera, or behind what every other person seems to understand about this topic. So last week the last video I spoke about relationship and blah 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 blah, things like that. So today I'm going to be talking about relationship, but at the same time my major topic on that has to do with importance, or why you should know your genotype and blood group in a prospective relationship, either you're going to get married or not, whether you're going to hang, whether you might break up, whatever you guys want to do, just at least have a concrete understanding on those two important health subtopic. I don't know what to call it, but those two important things. And I don't know if this topic came about because of, I think yesterday was what's it called, sickle cell day, I don't know, but then it's just something I'm passionate about and something I kind of relate to so well. So stay tuned, guys, while I brush through this topic. Please, sorry. Okay, that being said, I would like to just define. I really cannot define it so well, because how will I put it? I'm just going to define it in a way that every other person is going to understand without having to use all of those big terminologies. So when you talk about genotype, many of us did biology at elementary classes and all. Don't mind my English show. I'm gonna be switching, mama switch there, and I'm not entirely I didn't do what's it called, a little. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I know on the facial level. I'm not gonna go deep into it, so we don't get to have throw tantrums and all about whether you're being right about what you're saying or not. So genotype, virtually every one of us did biology at the elementary classes, and when it comes, I think, genetics, that's probably where many of us were taught. We got to know about phenotype and genotype. Phenotype has to do with the facial characteristics, facial things that, the things, outward things you can see that you inherit from your parents, your generation, some kind of things. Sometimes some people inherit things from their grandparents and like that. Why genotype has to do with the inner features. I don't know how to explain that. The inner features, the things you inherit from the inside. Let's know what. I don't know how to explain that. But then when talking about genotype here, genotype has to do with AA, AS, SC, SS, CC. We have a lot of when I say genotype, but the basic one that we all know is A, AS, and I think SS. That's the basic one, because we have a very low percentage of people that carry the C genotype. Okay, and when we talk about blood group has to do with the prominent how will I put it, antigen that your blood cells carry. I don't know if that makes sense, but then what I'm just trying to say is that blood group, I'll just give you what blood group is without giving you all of those big definitions. So blood group has to do with blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, blood group O, and yeah, your blood group is related. I mean, it closely moves with your rhesus factor. Rhesus factor is where you have the negative, where you have the negative and where you have the positive. So why is it actually important for you to know these things? It's very important, as much as it is important for you. You know, nowadays a lot of things are kind of very prominent. My parents can listen, so I'm just gonna like tune out some of my voices when I want to say things that are vulgar. But then, you know, people have sex like on a very high rate. A lot of people like one night stand, anything. Fornication is like everybody, you know, fornicates in this thing. You get what I'm talking about. So because of that, you really cannot tell who has this. So as much as it is very important for you to run basic tests, even for your own self, you know, like example, like HIV, like syphilis, like, you know, basic tests like that, it is basic to me. But basic tests like that, as much as it is very important for you to know your status, it's also very important for you to know your genotype. You ask a lot of people. I remember when I was working at my 300 level, that should be around 3 years ago, when I was working at Abeokuta, the NYSC would I say students or NYSC members, whenever they came to the hospital then to run they call it, what they call that thing, like normal checkup, I don't know, before you get into camp. Whenever they come, then, you know, you ask them what is your, they're just some basic things like, okay, naturally you should probably know, you know. Many of them are not sure about it, and sometimes I really don't blame some people, apart from other people that don't know their genotype and their blood group. Some other people, I don't blame them, because, you know, you feel like you've run this test, you've gone for this test, but then it just happened that where you went to do the test, you know, let's say they're like 419, it's not 100%, it's not 100%, what's the word, when you boy a moment come I don't know, but it's not go 100%, you get results here go very sure. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not very sure, it's not very certain. And you know, one thing, when it comes to things like this, you have to be very, very careful. Where you run your samples, where you run your test is very, very important. It's, see, I am saying this thing because I relate. Like, my dear, I will get to my own part of the story, but I relate. You see, don't just say because, oh, somebody opened lab somewhere. If you're not sure of the ethics, you know, the precision, you know, the procedure, you don't have to know the procedure, but then if you're not sure that this person is actually very good, these ones give you results. My brothers, my sisters, see, some people will actually lie about it. They say because of love. Love is not blind though. Or then love go blind. Open your damn eyes, man. Love it ain't blind. Okay, so you know, it's very, very important for you. I don't blame some people that don't know it. Some, they probably went to run a test somewhere and they realized that it's not compatible. And you know, some of these issues also arise when it comes to paternity and maternity tests, all those kind of things. You realize that, oh, this child is sick, and they say the father cannot donate blood. Or sometimes actually you could be the owner of the child, but then you cannot just, you know, it's compatibility, just like it's misbehaved sometimes. But then you have to be very sure of things, as much as it's, but you misbehave or not, you have to be very sure of things like this. You cannot joke with things like this. Somebody that is SS or SC, now I need you to understand that being SS or being SC is not the end of the world. It's not a form of stigmatization. You should not make them feel like they are carrying something or they have something that is very weird or nobody has. Don't make them feel that way. But as much as we are trying to reduce the number of sickle cell anemic patients that we have, it is it's eminent for us to actually nail those things on the head. I'm not trying to stigmatize them. I mean, I love them. I know when they come to the clinic for their checkup, I always feel for them. And that is why sometimes I might be using the wrong word, just because of how personal and how painful it is. If you see these people, it is not easy when they come for their checkup or when they have their crisis. It is not easy, my dear. Apart from the pain, it affects many of them psychologically. So you have to know these things. You have to understand this thing. If you're meeting a guy, if you're meeting a lady, and you know that this person is, it's a prospective relationship. This is a relationship that I know that, okay, we see each other actually fine. Not many of us actually date to marry. Many of us date to like wherever God take us to. Let's just see how the ship, is going to move. But at the same time, it is very, very important, probably from talking stage or from when you guys are friends, when the other person will not, have reasons to lie, when the other person is not even thinking that, oh, this person might not want to date me because of my genotype. The person is still probably thinking like, oh, it's a normal conversation. And oh, what's your genotype? Oh, what's your blood group? You have to ask questions like that. It is very, 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 very important. And that's going to help us to reduce the rate at which we have sickle cell anemic patients. It's going to help us reduce the number. I mean, love ends blind, my brother. It ends black, my brother. Because you will tell yourself that, oh, I'm going to date this person, or don't worry. There was a tweet, I saw it somewhere on Twitter, I cannot remember when. And I think they were asking a question that can you date if you're SS or something? Or if you're AS, you get married to someone AS. And a girl, I didn't just even say anything about it. I didn't bomb into the conversation, but I read it and I'm like, do people still think like this? And she's like, oh, when it's time, don't worry, I will have a lot of money, I'll be able to run the child's genotype right from when it's still inside of me. So if it's going to be SS, we flush it. First off, why do you want to go through that stress? Secondly, nobody actually predicts the future. As much as every one of us had planned about this year, Corona fucked it up. Like, oh, fuck it up to the core. So how are you so sure you're going to, I see, we're all hustling, but how are you so sure you're going to get that huge amount of money for you to run such tests? Do you think it's 5 naira? Do you think it's 50k? Like, do you actually think it's that cheap? You have to face the fact. You have to be realistic. That's why it's good for you to have conversations at the beginning, so you guys do not go and fall so much in love and it's going to ruin the other person. As much as you even fall so much in love, you have to be realistic about it. How are you sure you're going to have that millions of naira or that hundred thousands of naira for you to actually run that test? And do you think it's actually worth it for someone that's been going through I want to have a child, I want to have a child, I want to have a child for a really long time? Do you think that kind of person will actually have the mind when the person finally had or finally got pregnant? You think that kind of person is going to have the mind to actually let go of that child? Now let's be realistic. Imagine, God forbid, I've been looking for a child for probably 5 years or something, and I finally got one, and I decided to run the test, and the child is SS. Do you really think it's that easy? I'll just like let that child go. No, we have to be very realistic about things. It is not easy. See, it is very easy for you to say it now, but that time, the psychological breakdown you will go through, the pain you will go through, you will not say, okay, because I can afford to like let go of that child. Then see, some things don't just click. Some words, some statements don't just click. They don't fit into normal human conversation, normal intellectual conversations. You have to know your genotype. It is very, very, very important for you to know your genotype. We have different blood group system, but the very eminent or the very important one I'm just going to talking about is the ABO blood group system, and that's where you have the A, B, O, AB. So I already said that's like a prominent antigen on your blood cell, and you could be A positive, you could be A negative, you could be B positive, B negative, ABO positive, AB positive and AB negative, then you could be O positive and O negative. And that works together with, the negativity has to do with all the signs, the plus, the minus has to do with your Rhesus system. That's another form of blood group system, and that's Rhesus system. I will not define what that is all about, because I don't think anybody needs the definition of how that came about, but then you just need to understand that as much as blood group is also important, blood group is very important for yourself and for the other person. Okay, for example, days where you want to donate blood or when you need blood to be donated to you, you need to know your blood group. You need to know your blood group and your Rhesus sign, because it's going to help to know whether that person's blood and your blood are compatible. If you donate a blood that is not compatible, or you receive a blood that is not compatible, your body is going to build antibody against that blood, and several complications can occur. Many complications can occur. So knowing your blood group is also as important as you knowing your genotype, for your sake and for the sake of other people, that you will one day, probably you will never donate blood, but one day where you want to donate blood, it is very important for those people. It's also important for a pregnant woman to know a Rhesus factor, whether she's positive or she's negative. I'm just going to cite an example. A woman that is Rhesus negative, a pregnant woman that is Rhesus negative and is carrying a fetus or a baby or a neonate that is Rhesus positive. The body works, the immune system works in a very, very awesome way and a very funny way. That positive senses if it senses what's it called, the mother. For example, probably the blood spills into, there's a blood cross matching or something. The Rhesus positive sensitizes the Rhesus negative, and the mother now start building antibody against that blood, against that Rhesus positive. It might not affect that child, but consecutively it will affect other children. Let's say other child. Other children, sorry. It's going to affect other children. Do you understand? So, and that's why sometimes they say, some women have miscarriages and things like that, because the antibodies don't allow the baby to stay. The devil is really working, but my God is bigger than the devil. Very bigger than the devil. So, everything I'm just saying, trying to fix and get somewhere with good lighting, as this ring light, I had to be unfortunate. I kind of I've lost connection with the spirit. But then what I'm just saying is, in summary, just know your genotype is very, very important. Know your blood group is very, very important. Please, let's try as much as possible to understand our genotype. Okay, I said I was going to get back to my own story. See, guys, I don't know what's wrong with my phone. My phone memory is full and it keeps breaking the video. So I guess I'll just wrap up the video, and I hope you guys have learned something. I'm just gonna let go of my side of the story where I said I'm going to get back to and just say something on. I'm just gonna let that side. All I just need to remind you guys is know your genotype, know your blood group is very, very important. It's gonna cut again, so it's very important. God bless you all that subscribe. God bless you all that watch my video. I'm really grateful to every one of you guys. My phone is stressing me out, honestly, and I'm not like, I don't know, I'm just like, my spirit is like gone. My phone is full and I just need to get